Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Inside Out Smile. I'm your host, Dr. Amber Q, and today I'd like to explore the intersection of cultural trends, societal dynamics, and human rights. In our rapidly changing world, understanding these elements is crucial, I think, especially in light of the recent genocides. Yes, I'm using a plural there. Which are affecting our global society. So I'd like to talk about those today because I think they shape our worlds and the cultural responsibility that we all share. So why do I want to talk about this? Well, I think that, in our cultural sort of, or rather interconnected era, cultural trends and social dynamics, they're more than just those kind of buzzwords. They're really vital in understanding our collective future of the human race. And as we face human rights crises such as the ongoing genocides in Gaza and the whole of Palestine, in fact, and Darfur, Sudan, it's really essential to discuss the impact, I think, on global society, because it is such a small world now, and our role in advocating for justice and peace. And I think that if we look at that sort of vibrant tapestry of cultural trends and societal issues that shape our world today, I think we can learn a lot about ourselves and our future. So as we know, cultural trends, they just have a profound global impact. And I think especially more so nowadays, obviously, because digital platforms, and I was speaking about YouTube last week, but digital platforms have really transformed. Oh my gosh, I can't get my words out today. I have been suffering from the flu or a very heavy cold this last week, so forgive me. But as I was saying, digital platforms have really transformed the way we engage with the world, right? I mean, it's just, I cannot even imagine if these things were happening years ago when we didn't have sort of these various platforms and we weren't digitally connected. But the thing is that we are in this era now, and we know that there have been numerous genocides within Palestine, but at the moment, of course, we know that this time in history, there is a significant movement towards advocacy and awareness. And why is that emerging? That is emerging because people worldwide, as we know, are leveraging social media to raise genocide awareness and just generally to champion human rights. And this just shows the power of digital communities in fostering global solidarity, which is why, of course, so many accounts get shut down, because they are trying to control the narrative. But this cultural shift, I think, just underscores that broader, change where societal values of justice and empathy are becoming more evident. And I think it really highlights the importance of staying informed and participating in those dialogues that actually promote peace and understanding, because there are plenty of people that are going to try to do the opposite. And we know that the occupier of Palestine has, paid bots and students and things who are, just trolling accounts. But I think that because, of course, we are part of a digital culture, and things like YouTube, they do extend beyond entertainment. We know that it teaches so many things. It's so instructional. It's so amazing. But also it serves as a pivotal space for social movements and advocacy. And that's not just YouTube, it's all the channels. And that, of course, is the advantage of digital platforms. They empower voices that traditional media, which is owned by literally a couple of people, overlook. And digital platforms, therefore, really are the catalyst for cultural change and trends. And this works in sort of major issues, as well as, I don't want to call them minor, because I think every little change affects us. But at the moment, let's just stick with kind of the major issues, as we're terming them, or as I'm terming them here. But the situations in Palestine and Sudan, they demand our attention and our action. And these things serve as, the genocides serve really as stark reminders of ongoing human rights struggles and the necessity for international intervention, although, the UN just seems to be totally useless. And I think that, addressing these issues, of course, requires sensitivity and a focus on legal and humanitarian efforts to support, the people who are affected. But by promoting genocide awareness and understanding how these things, affect us globally, I guess, we can work towards solutions that uphold human dignity and peace. And it's vital, I think, to engage with these issues actively so that there is a collective voice for justice and to make sure that that voice is heard and heeded. Because as somebody once said, none of us are free until all of us are free. And I feel that it's so weird. This is why I want to speak about this, because it's so weird. On the one hand, it's so incredible the advances that we've made in terms of artificial intelligence, medical care, the various things that can target bugs in our gut microbiome, etc. We look at all of those things, and yet, I don't know. And yet there's so many people that are suffering. And so I think it's really important that we consider our cultural responsibility. It's crucial that we reflect on our roles in advocating for justice. We all have a place in history, and I think recent events and the genocides essentially have renewed focus on cultural responsibility. And so many individuals and communities are playing a part in supporting humanitarian efforts and engaging in advocacy. And, whether people are just, giving charitable donations to help organisations on the ground, trying to get food or clean water or medical supplies in, whether it's amplifying the voices of those who are affected, or even whether it's educating ourselves about these complex issues, I think it's vital, because only by fostering a culture of empathy and action can we contribute to a more just and humane world. And really, cultural responsibility calls for active participation in shaping societies that value justice and peace. And I don't know, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because on the one hand, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was looking at some AI tools last week and I was like, wow, this is so incredible. But it's so heartbreaking on the other side when we see, on the one hand, kind of the evolving dynamics of everything that's amazing and this new era of technology that we're in. But on the other hand, you've got people who don't have water, who are being deliberately targeted. And I feel that we've got to stay informed and reflective, so that we can better grasp what the forces are that are shaping our lives, their lives, and the lives of our global community. So I hope that this episode, inspires you to engage actively in, various cultural conversations and basically in advocacy for peace, and, I've shared my thoughts and I wonder what your thoughts are. And please, if you have enjoyed this episode, I know that I've now got listeners in Sweden, which is amazing. And of course, the States, Canada, the UK, loads of other places, which is just, again, mind-boggling for me. This is a small podcast, but I just feel that, I'm just expressing myself. And I hope that if you do resonate, please do subscribe, share it with others who may benefit as well. And until the next episode, let's all create connection and not just change lives, but save lives.